hiking. Hey, and welcome to Pattern Niche on YouTube. This is the community-driven sewing channel where we share tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you on your sewing journey. I am Kate, and today we're going to be going through some different hacks you can use on the Carita Joggers. Before we get into it, it'd be great if you could hit that subscribe button below this video. That just means that we're going to show up on your feed and you're not going to miss any videos, especially if you hit the bell notification, because you'll get an alert every time a new video comes out from us. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a few hack ideas here, and then I'm gonna bring you in and show you the ones that I did on my children's pants. So this is the pair I made for my daughter. I did some fun little hacks here, and I'm gonna talk you through those after we get through the hacks. And this is the pair I made for my son. So you can see there's a few different things on there than the original Carita Jogger pattern. Now the pattern itself is actually marketed as a girl's pattern. We all know this doesn't really mean anything, and we can use it for our boys as well. The first hack that I have on the list is changing the height of the waistband. I think making it a shorter waistband as opposed to like a yoga style taller waistband is going to make it less feminine, if you will, and just add a different look to the piece. Speaking of waistbands, you can also add elastic inside to keep it up, or make it like a ruched jogger style waistband. There's a couple different options you could do with that. You could also make it a paper bag waistband, or the pattern calls for the drawstrings in there. You don't have to do those. You could do something different. You could have a lot of fun just with the waistband. Another hack that's pretty popular is turning them into shorts. So if you go to our Facebook group, the Pattern Niche Facebook group, and search Carita or Caritas, a whole bunch of posts are gonna come up. And several people have hacked them into shorts. This is a fairly straightforward hack. You just cut it where you want. Make sure you add some hem allowance. You might also need to make the hem allowance come out a little bit so that when you fold it in, it's going to match up with the leg of the short. If you don't, there might be a slight taper there. That means it's not going to sit nicely once you fold it inside. Another thing you can do is add some Grow With Me cuffs. So if you're not familiar with Grow With Me clothing, it's basically just long cuffs that you can then fold up when the child is small and then unfold as they grow. So essentially that garment should fit for several years, and from personal experience, they do fit for several years. So all you would do there is just extend that cuff piece, maybe double it or even more, and then attach it the exact same way. The cuff is just going to be longer. So the Caritas do come with these really fun kind of peekaboo side pockets, but another thing you can do is take the version that doesn't use pockets and stick a pouch pocket on there. This is actually, I've seen this in other patterns, that they put the pocket on the pants, like a kind of like a bunny hug or a hoodie, if you will, and they put it on the pants. So a kangaroo style pouch pocket on the pants. I think this is great for younger kids because they love to just have those treasures, and they think it's really cool to have their hands in there and hold their hands inside their pouch. On the same train as pouch pockets, you could also do a side cargo pocket. This just adds in another level of masculinity and just kind of makes it feel like a little more cargo style or hiker style. And of course, again, kids love to stick things in pockets. Another fun hack is to add some knee patches. So this can be reinforcing or it can just be for looks. So basically you just take an oval or a square or whatever of fabric and top stitch it onto the knee of the garment. If you have the 11th hour gear pants pattern, they come with knee patch pieces, so you can just stick those right on your Caritas. All right, now the next few hacks I'm going to show you close up on my children's garments. This includes a motorcycle style reinforced knee, some ankle elastics, and a side stripe down the entire length of the pant, and a little back pocket. So let's take a look. Okay, so here are the two pairs of pants that I made. We will start with these ones since this is the first pair. I shortened the elastic or the waistband, and I just did that on my projector. I just drew a line about halfway down, maybe a little more than half to account for seam allowance. And then I have a nice, I think it's a 1-inch elastic in there that I snuck in there. And all I did to do that was just left a gap when I was sewing on the waistband, and then I was able to slide the elastic in and sew it together. And then finish sewing up the waistband. The pockets, I didn't change anything here. I did do a reverse cover stitch on my pocket here, so that's how that's done if you're curious. On the leg, so this could be a separate panel where you kind of color block it and then make one leg piece, but I actually did this on top of the full leg. So inside, this is, oh goodness, lots of threads, but this is the regular, like this is all one piece of fabric, just the regular leg piece. And then to make the pin tuck panel, what I did was I cut out a big rectangle, so it was about double the size of this. And you can, I mean, you can do your own math or just guess and go bigger than you think, because these pin tucks do take up a lot. Well, it's about a half inch of fabric each. And then I made this kind of diagonal piece here to fit on the knee, and I just put it right sides together here to do the top attachment. Then I flipped it back over and tucked the bottom under and did a cover stitch there. I don't love the finish of this, but I mean, it is what it is. That's how I did that. And then the cuff is the same as the pattern. The only other thing I hacked on this pair was the little back pocket. I just cut out a square of fabric and or I guess it was a rectangle because the top was folded down more than the rest. And then I just ironed it and top stitched it down and did some little bar tacks at the corners there. So that's that pair. And then for my daughter's pair, I did the same waistband hack, so that's got elastic in there as well. And then the pockets, nothing is different. The main thing that is different is the side stripe, and this was actually really difficult. But I wouldn't say really difficult, but this was challenging. So I had to, because I was using my projector, I kind of just cut the pieces as the pattern states, and then I figured out how big I wanted the side, this to be. I think it's 2 inches or 2.5 inches, 2 inches I think. And then I cut that off of the front and back pieces, and then made sure I left enough seam allowance for that, and then made my centerpiece, which would be fine if you were doing this without pockets. It's a very simple hack, but because of the pocket that attaches in the side seam, it gets a little bit more tricky. So in order to accommodate for the pocket, I sewed it onto the back part of the panel, the side panel, but not all the way to the corner, because then I needed to be able to stitch everything together and put the pocket band on. So I did the pocket piece up to about this point, and then I put the pocket band on, and then I was able to kind of attach it all together and top stitch it down here and along the pocket band. And then after that point, it was pretty good. So I wouldn't say it's a perfect finish, but it does work, and it's really not noticeable from afar. And then the only other thing I did was I did the elastic on the cuff. So I omitted the cuff piece and I extended the pants pattern by 1 inch because I knew that's how much I wanted to fold up my pants. So then I just folded it up, basted it around, leaving a gap, and then stuck an elastic in there and went around and sewed it up, and then finished closing up the pant bottom. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and I hope it inspired you to take those Caritas and make a plethora of different versions for all of your children and the little ones in your life. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like this content. And if you want to see any of these hacks in depth, make sure you leave a comment down below so we can make a video just on that. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!